Welcome to the Science for Students YouTube channel. Today we are discussing about biodiversity. This is the part 3, biodiversity lesson. We are discussing about importance of biodiversity and threats for biodiversity and conservation of biodiversity. Okay, first we'll discuss what are the importance of biodiversity. Both large and small creatures in an ecosystem play a significant role in maintaining the equilibrium of the certain ecosystem. So this is the most important thing. They are maintaining the equilibrium of the certain ecosystem. As an example, if we take decomposers, what they are doing is, or what is their role is, to break down the dead bodies of plants and animals and let the essential nutrients in the dead matter mix with the ecosystem again, so that no waste would pile. So who are the decomposers? Bacteria, fungi, algae, lichens, etc. Okay. There are having some scavengers. In terrestrial environment, fox or this crow, we can take this as scavengers. Prawns are scavengers in aquatic ecosystems. So they have a certain character or niche in their environment or in the ecosystem. So we need that to maintain the equilibrium of this ecosystem. Second feature is, or the second important factor is, biodiversity has reduced the competition between the species. So how they have reduced it? If we take the trees, how they have minimized the competition for water, their roots have different adaptations to take water from different levels in the soil. Here in this picture, you can see deeply rooted plant. And the second one, roots can see on the surface level on the earth. And in the third one, this is orchid plant with having aerial roots to absorb water from the atmosphere. There's another picture can be seen to minimize the competition in animals. Here we have taken birds for that. We know the beaks of the different bird species are of different shapes. This is important to reduce the competition for food. Various birds depend on various foods and their beaks are shaped according to their diet. Because of biodiversity, it is possible to use these genetic materials of the wild types in a favorable manner in agriculture. Wild types means mostly we can find in forest. Most plants and animals used in agriculture are found in natural ecosystems. Genes that are resistant to pests. Then adverse environmental conditions and illnesses. So here we can have more features, more advantages from these gene types. So we can use these genes and we can make more favorable plant, or plant can persist in the environment without destroying during the drought season or because of flood, and it is resistant to pest. This is because of biodiversity. The fourth one is, biodiversity helps to protect the water resources and soil to maintain favorable climatic conditions and minimize environmental pollution. In this picture, you can see how the biodiversity protects the water cycle and how they have maintained the favorable climatic conditions. The fifth one, biodiversity is very important for entertainment and various research works and educational activities. Now we'll move to the next part, that is threats to biodiversity. Now we know many more importances are there from the biodiversity. That is essential. Okay, but we can see threats are there. So these threats have caused deterioration in biodiversity. The reasons for biodegradation can be discussed under two topics. One is because of natural reasons, and the other one is due to human activities. So first we'll take what are the natural reasons. Collapsing meteors, volcanic explosions, tsunami, earth slides, and flood. If we take the human activities, we can take disrupt the habitats of living organisms, splits the habitats of living organisms, overuse of resources or overexploitation, and addition of pollutants to the environment, spreading of invasive organisms in an ecosystem, the introduction of genetically modified new organisms to the environment, and climatic changes. Okay. Then here we have discussed already what are the natural threats for biodiversity. Since an ancient times, biodiversity has been affected by the impact of various natural activities. Okay. Then these are about two extinctions. It is considered that a meteor collapse caused for the extinction of dinosaurs. And about the mammoth, there's an argument for that. Natural global warming was the reason for the extinction of mammoth. And some other animals also. Human activities. Human activities increases with the rapid increase in the human population, causes many environmental issues. These reasons have a strong impact on biodiversity. So the first one, disrupt the habitats of living organisms. We can take rapid deforestation to meet their needs. Then splits the habitats of living organisms. When we are making or when we are constructing various buildings, streets and reservoirs, we are splitting the habitats into parts. The first one, we are totally destroying their habitat. Then third one, addition of pollutants to the environment. Then also they can't live in that particular environment if it gets polluted. So likewise, soil, aquatic and air ecosystems get polluted because of these unwanted things if we put to the environment. Okay, so here we have given lantana, and there's a fish called manna. In Sinhala we call manna. Overuse of resources, or we call overexploitation. Here you can see large number of fish that have taken from rivers or from the ocean. Then if we cut more trees, that means we are taking over use of the resources. Then what will happen again? We are destroying the biodiversity. Then the introduction of genetically modified new organisms to the environment, like canola or genetically modified soya beans, then might be a threat for the biodiversity. Then climatic changes due to environmental problems such as ozone layer depletion and global warming will affect the biodiversity. And the increase in human and are often caused by human. Hence, some species of organisms are in a threat of extinction from the earth. Therefore, biodiversity should be conserved. It can be conserved either ex situ or in situ ways. The regions of higher density of living organisms are called hotspots. A country or a region should be rich with high proportion of indigenous species and species with more threats. We call biodiversity hotspot. It means two factors should be there to be a biodiversity hotspot. One thing should have a high biodiversity with indigenous species. And the second one is there should be a threat to that particular environment, to the particular organisms live in that environment or the ecosystem. Okay, then as Sri Lanka belongs to a hotspot region, it is our duty to contribute for the conservation of biodiversity. Thank you.